Okay guys, so last time we left off, Sherlock was brooding in his room for days or something like that, and I'm assuming this is his room. So let's take a look.
I have no reason to go that way.
Or not. The game could cockblock us. That's fantastic. Well, what are these? That one's the front door, right? And then... Oh. Sherlock. There's a typewriter in here. Is this my room? Ah. I was so excited. Is there anything in here that is of interest to me, even though I know? Oh, hey! Do I ever wear this? I get the feeling maybe he feels kind of awkward about a mannequin being naked in his room, so he just puts something on there for no reason. Can I open these? No, it doesn't look like it. You wear it well. Alright. Well then where... Maybe that's Sherlock's room. But that's the front door, right?
Holmes.
Apparently not.
Are you sleeping?
I'm thinking, Watson.
Are you ever going to quit these four walls? If you continue to shut yourself away like this, I will have to abandon the story of your adventures and write an essay on the fascinating colour of this closed door.
Very good, Watson.
Telling it like it is.
Stop ignoring me.
Oh!
Didn't you say that we need to assess the case of this madman? I, too, can be driven mad, Holmes. I'll order Mrs. Hudson to stop bringing you food.
Oh,
I'll get some straw and a can of lamp oil and smoke you out like a common fox. And if you still don't come out, I'll...
As you wish, Watson.
Oh, Holmes, I despair of you.
The end. Wow, Watson, you got like real there for a minute. That was raw. That was raw, Watson. And then you just gave up. Well, I'll break your violin.
Violin. He doesn't play nearly enough, if you ask me.
I'll do it. I'll break your pipe. Where's your pipe? I'll break your pipe.
This is the coal bucket in which Holmes keeps his cigars. What a funny idea.
Oh, good. Oh, is that our bottle?
Holmes examined the broken jar that belonged to Finley's tenant. I wonder what this substance is.
What is it?
I don't recognize the odour.
Oh.
Formalin, Watson. This jar contained formalin.
He's just like sitting next to the door.
I've been waiting for something for
jargon.
days. Just the tiniest bit of news that would make sense of this whole matter. But there's nothing, neither from the press nor the police. Unless Aberline is holding on to some information without realizing its importance, which is quite possible.
You have been just sitting on this for
It is time for you to return to the police
days.
station in Whitechapel, Watson. And didn't you tell me that you had a matter to take care of it? Take advantage of it to learn more about this pill and its contents.
Ah, but Holmes, it's late, and spending another night in this district is hardly my idea of entertainment.
I know, Doctor, but we don't have any choice.
No!
Time is against us. Take your pistol in case you run into any troublesome characters.
Fine, as you wish.
No, stand up to him. No, you talk such a big game, and then you just guys. Sherlock just sits there and broods and plays his violin all day, and then I'm expected to go be dangerous in Whitechapel, and he's been just sitting there for 3 days moping. I am disgusted with you, Sherlock. And they won't let me move. Yay! Hey guys.
Good evening. I
Things
hope
are going
I'm
down.
not disturbing you.
Things are
Not
happening.
at all, Doctor. This man, Mr. Richardson, is a witness to the horrid affair at 29 Hanbury Street, the murder of Annie Chapman. We are discussing the relevance of his testimony.
There was a witness?
You're probably not in a position
Well,
to
then talk about
discuss
that.
it with me, but I would like to know more about what you call the relevance of this young man's testimony.
Oh, there's no secrecy. It's simply that the testimony given by Mr. Richardson doesn't match the time of death given by the coroner, Dr. Phillips.
What was the time of death, according to him?
Before 4:30 in the morning.
Isn't that when we said?
My conclusions were the same. Were there any other conflicting testimonies?
Well, 2 other witnesses summoned at the preliminary inquest gave testimony, but in these cases too, the times don't match.
Do you remember what it was they said?
I didn't question them myself. A colleague of mine took down their statements on paper, but on deciding they were of little use, he tore them up and threw them in the bin.
You fools!
There's no point in being bogged down with useless paperwork.
No, what? No, what? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I will take my leave, Humphreys.
I am searching
Goodbye,
through your
Doc.
trash can immediately. Well, let's see. Are you going to tell me anything fancy?
May I introduce myself? I'm Dr. Watson. I am...
You wouldn't be the chap what writes the detective stories in that there paper.
Yes, indeed, my stories have been published in the Strand.
Go blimey, wanna tell me old mum.
Oh,
It would seem your
blimey.
testimony is the subject of some debate. Could you tell me what it was about?
They'll be telling I'm a bit befuddled about the times that I told them. But it can't be so. I knows what I sees and what I don't sees that morning.
What did you see, or what didn't you see? And at what time, would you say?
I'll tell you this for nothing. It's me old mum who lives at the house where the body was found out back in the garden. She has her shop at the bottom to the right of the stairs. Her door was broken down not too far back because it's a real zoo it is. Right, the morning it happened, I head that way to see if me old mum has finally had the place broken into. It was 4:45 when I got there. That I'll swear on me dear old mum's life. I had a look round to see if the cellar had been taken. No. I had a little sit down on the stairs by the courtyard because my shoes were causing me no end of pain and I had a cut and all. I didn't see a single thing
skipped,
below
like,
the steps,
so many
Doctor.
words.
Not one single thing. If there was some bird all covered in blood, tain't no how I could have missed that,
Yeah, that would be
even
kinda
if it were
weird.
night time. Right. 5 minutes after getting to number 29, I had to clip off. And now they tells me that either I can't tell time no more, or I was fixing me loafer next to a stiff that was still steaming. All right then, evening, gents.
And now I'll take my leave. Hipster scarf strut. Okay, so there was no body there close to 5 o'clock is what they're saying. Alright. So maybe she was killed there, but then brought somewhere else. Oh, hey, fancy. Old police report concerning certain arrests. Theft of a weight of meat. I feel like these don't... Well, okay.
An old report
What
on
about
arrests
these?
that took place a few years
Can
earlier.
I put those together? Puzzle? Puzzle? Puzzle?
Here are the ripped statements. I can piece them together again.
Fantastical. Okay. That looks like a, and that looks like a top, and, that looks like a top. Oh, but those don't go together. Oh, maybe it's, two different... Maybe it goes like that? Is that... Okay, okay. Guys, we got this. I don't know... Eh? Yeah. Where's the other... Where's the last top piece? Right there? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now... It's... Oh, man. Okay. And then... this looks like this writing. Oh, the writing is just slightly different. Okay, this helps. This helps. This helps. You're this writing, and... Oops. You must... Yeah, you must be that. And then you, and then... You, and you, and... You... No. You, and... This is, like, kind of fun, and I feel like it shouldn't be as much fun as it is for me. Boop, and... Boop, and... boop, and... Boop. Boop. Boop.
There, all done. Holmes couldn't have done better himself.
Do I only get one of them? Only one of them really helps us in the end, so... On the morning of the murder, the witness left her domicile at 32 Church Street at approximately 5 a.m. to get Spitalfields Market. To get to Spitalfields Market. Important. She was passing down Hanbury Street at about 5:30 a.m. The witness was certain of the time, as she declares that she heard the clock at the Black Eagle Brewery on Brick Lane strike the half hour just before she entered the street. In front of 29 Hanbury Street, she saw a man and woman talking. It should be noted that the witness identified the body of Annie Chapman at the morgue as being the aforementioned woman. This identification was solicited by all services. The man seen with the victim is described by the witness as follows. Age, at least 40 years old. Height, a little taller than the woman with whom he was discussing, approximately 5 feet 3 inches. So he is a shorter dude. Clothing, brown deerstalker hat. What is that? Dark coat. A doubt on this point? General appearance of the working class. Particular markings. Dark hair and a mustache. Dark face, looks like a foreigner. The witness only saw the man from behind and wouldn't be able to recognize or identify him. The term foreigner is often associated with a person of Jewish origin. I feel like that was definitely just for our benefit. That would not be on an actual testimony. Okay. Oh, there we go. The witness resides at 27 Hanbury Street, the building adjoining number 29 of the same street, and the two respective backyards are separated by a wooden fence, tall and thin. On the morning of the murder, the witness got up at 5:15 a.m. and was into the yard, where the latrine was. It was then 5:20 a.m. On going back into the house, the witness heard voices from behind the fence, coming from the number 29. The only word that he understood was, "No." He went into the building again, but returned to the yard approximately 4 minutes later, whereupon he heard a noise, as if something fell against the fence. He then departed for work. When he passed in front of the Spitalfields Church, it was approximately 5:32 a.m. So people are hearing all sorts of nonsense happening at totally random times. Is there anything else for you to tell me?
Yes, Doctor?
Ah!
So, how far along are the investigations into these two recent murders?
How are these going,
Everyone
homie?
around here believes both crimes were committed by the same man. But as for the Hanbury Street and Bucks Row crimes, nobody has heard or seen a thing.
Except for those testimonies that you tore up.
By the way,
homie.
have you heard of a Dr. Tumblety?
No. Is it important?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, no, maybe. Actually, I don't know. I have heard about this man, his frequent nocturnal outings and bizarre behaviour.
What does this chap look like, Doctor? And where can we find him?
At the boarding house where you left your
The
stuff.
last I heard was that he was staying at Finley's place, the man who was looking for me a few days ago.
It would greatly assist us if you could ask Finley what your strange associate looks like.
Okay.
We could then see if the description matches any witness accounts.
Oh, all right.
I will take my leave,
okay.
Humphreys.
Goodbye, Doctor.
He's always cut off. Goodbye, doctor. It's like it's hard for him. It's hard for him to get it all out. Or like he's hiccuping at the end. Maybe he just has constant hiccups. I knew a girl like that. That would be so frustrating to have constant hiccups. Phenols! Phenols! Oh.
There is a strong smell of gas. It seems to be coming from the abandoned building.
Oh, dang. I was like, is that your strange tenant's room? But apparently not.
There is a strong smell of gas.
Oh,
It
dang
seems
it.
to be coming from the abandoned building.
I know. Talk to me.
Good evening, Finley. How are you?
Oh, good evening, Doctor. So. And
So,
you?
so.
It smells of
gas.
gas here.
Ah, you might say, Doctor, without wanting to speak ill of the force, I have to wonder if the police are up to something.
What do you mean?
Well, I was outside yesterday evening when the light went out at my place, and a gas smell came from the abandoned building across from my place. And a minute later, the police arrived and was snooping all around like it was them who hit the gas before arriving.
What?
Have things sorted themselves out with your strange tenant?
Don't
They
talk
always
about it,
linger on the
Doctor.
word
That man is
strange.
truly bizarre.
Strange
He goes to the
tenant.
most sordid locations once night falls.
Do
3
you
days
follow
ago, my
him?
wife told me she saw him come in with blood-stained clothes and a fearsome look.
Can we... really?
Interesting. What does he look like, and how old is he?
Oh, he's my age, give or take.
How
so,
old are you?
the other side of 50. He's always dressed in a striking manner with an American hat. He's big, close to 5'11", I'd say. He has a strange voice, not just his accent, see, his voice.
What is an American hat at this
Very
point?
well. Goodbye for now, Finley.
Goodbye, Doctor.
I'm guessing
Now
not...
then, let's go to the police station.
I'm guessing not a bowler hat or a top hat. Something else. Some other sort of weird hat. I'm assuming also not like a newsboy cap. So, what does his hat look like? I hope it's just like something ridiculous. I'm like, really? That's an American... Really?
Yes, Doctor.
Here, take
Tumblety
this.
is a man around 5'11", about 55 years old. extravagantly dressed and with a rather distinctive voice. He boards at Finley's. You should know where that is, as the police were there only yesterday. Their arrival coincided with a strange gas leak.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes,
what was that
I know
about?
where you mean. Indeed, there was an odd affair with the gas. It was rather unsettling. We were searching for a well-known scoundrel who was ratted out by Squibby, the chap we followed and saved from the pack a few days ago.
Aww.
This thug, no pity Bluto, must have been in the abandoned building in question. But there was no sign of him when we arrived. Furthermore, an inspector said that, given the smell, the thingamabob that supplies gas to the building was probably damaged. So we took no risks and were called away somewhere else.
I didn't hear any of that. I won't go back over it. I can just read it in the dialogues. But what? Okay, bye.
I will take my leave, Humphreys.
Goodbye, Doctor.
What? So there's no something Bluto. I remember that, and it just made me think of Maggie Nutcracker or whatever her name was. Oh, we should visit my buddy. Wait, just really quick. There are a lot of. Oh, they were talking about the gas. That's right. Nobody Bluto and Squibby. Squibby just makes me think of Harry Potter. I'm just imagining. Oh god. And no pity Bluto and the Nutcracker. Oh god, what am I doing? Okay, go to the map, and then can we go here? That would be great. Do you have my harnesses, homie? Oh!
Good evening, Mr. Solomonovich.
Good evening, Doctor.
Oh,
what a
good
pleasure to
evening,
see
Doctor.
you again.
Have
my
you finished
harnesses?
converting the harnesses?
Yes, just now. I got a little behind because of all the commotion.
I understand. Do you see them up in the corner? That's fantastic. What commotion?
Don't you start. 3 days ago, the very afternoon that you passed by, there was a chase throughout the neighborhood. Hundreds of people were chasing one man, claiming he was responsible for the murders these last few days. Schmonz! It was awful.
Schmonz.
I hope those maniacs didn't catch him. Better the police should.
Tell me, did
Pizer?
John Pizer turn himself in to the police?
Things unfolded as they should. Look in the newspaper, the Daily News from today.
Okay, I will.
Farewell, Isaac.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Thanks for all that. Okay. Daily News, the Whitechapel murders. It's a good reason why, without prejudice to the case of the man who is now in custody, the public acceptance of the maniacal theory should be endorsed and encouraged. There's positive danger in the growth of any other opinion as presented in Whitechapel. So he turned himself in. What? Leather apron. He was said to be a poor, sickly man whom it was not possible to associate with the assassin now so eagerly wanted, and the reporters seem to have found what the police might easily have learned, that he has not left his house since Thursday last. Aww. Because he was like, I gotta go, guys. Let's give these to the doctor. You are always here. No. Hey, doctor. I got some harnesses for yous, and then I can take your cane, and then I can give it to the hose. I always hope that there's going to be more people. Hey, buddy.
Good evening, Dr. Gibbons.
Dr. Watson.
Oh, he finally cleaned up the soot footprints, huh?
Did you keep the cane we spoke of last time?
I was going to sell it tomorrow, would you believe, having not heard word.
I know. The dude I live with is he's such a
Do you have any formalin here?
No, definitely not. They have it in university hospitals to conserve anatomical specimens in jars. But in a little clinic like mine, we don't keep anything but bad memories.
Well, farewell, Doctor.
Goodbye, Dr. Watson.
I must retrieve Sickert's cane at all costs.
I know. Well, I know. Okay. Items? This. Yes. Hey! You want these?
Yes, Doctor?
Take these.
Here are your harnesses, Doctor.
They are top quality, I'd say. Definitely worth the price of this walking stick.
Heck yeah!
Here, it's yours.
Why, thank you.
Well,
Peace
farewell,
out.
Doctor.
Goodbye, Dr. Watson.
I must go to Miss Bella's.
It was the first time in a while he didn't say, goodbye, my dear colleague, or whatever he was saying. Oh, so I think it was last time I started a sentence and then just never finished it. I was talking about how, somebody had said in the comments how funny it would be for a person, like a looming person, to walk up to you and be like, I have nothing to say. Which is what he does to people sometimes.
I don't get a pension no more, and the landlord wants to toss me out.
Whoa, I'm trying to figure out, maybe you?
He's out of his
Dang
mind,
it.
that man. He should be put in an asylum.
Dang it. Aren't you the avatar who played Annie What's-Her-Butt that just died? Reusing. I don't like the look of you. Hey, you want a cane? Oh, wait. Ah. Hey, buddy.
Good evening, Ma'am. Your door was open. Isn't that a little dangerous?
Hello, Doctor.
What?
Don't worry if the looks of anyone who enters doesn't please me. Me and my pistol know how to convince them to leave.
Ooh, you know. You
Do
know
you
how to...
happen to know Annie Chapman,
Go for it.
the poor woman who was killed 3 days ago?
I just saw her
Dark
outside.
Like all the
Dark
drifters in the
Annie?
area, I've seen her once or twice. With respect to the dead, Annie really was the bottom of the barrel.
What do you mean?
Well, in our profession, the pretty young ones go out when night has barely fallen and don't have a problem finding takers. But poor girls like Annie or Polly Nichols, who aren't as tender and are often sick, sometimes trudge around for a whole night in the cold and the rain before landing a client. And that doesn't help their appearances
Poor hoes.
either. They don't have much choice about paying for a bed for a few hours, a glass of gin or a hot meal.
How terribly sad.
That's the price of survival in Whitechapel, my angel.
Aw.
One of my girls knew Annie for some time. They bought some jewellery on the black market, I think.
Jewellery? How could Annie Chapman have possibly afforded jewellery?
Luxuries for a woman are always relative to her condition, Doctor. As a matter of fact, it was real cheap junk. Annie got 3 assorted brass rings, I think.
That were ripped off of her
It's
finger?
been said I have a memory for jewellery.
How is Lucy keeping?
She's doing well, Doctor. But believe me, it won't last. Rare are the girls who can build a future in our profession.
Aw, poor Lucis.
Very well, I shall let you get back to work, Ma.
See you soon, my love.
Alright, well, when we come back, in the next exciting episode of Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper, I will give her the cane, and we'll see what happens. That should be super exciting.